using operators on variables. In today's video, we're going to be looking at methods. So we've already looked at the main method, which is the entry point to a program, but we can create methods ourselves in our class hello, which is used to, well, run a set of instructions, which can be good for code reusability and other purposes. So let's type in some keywords: public static void. I'm going to give the method a different name, the main. I'm going to say do something. I'm going to do opening and closing curly brackets, followed by open and closing curly braces. So this method is called do something. It's not taking any parameters like the main method here. It's taking a variable string. Ignore these brackets for the meantime, args. Ours is not taking anything, and the code that this method is going to execute is going to go between the first and second curly brace. So let me put in here system.out.println. I'm working. So in our main method, I'm just going to delete what was there, and I'm going to call this method just by typing its name, do something, and open and closing braces followed by semicolon. So if I save this and run, it's going to print I'm working to the console, and that's because the main method starts, it calls do something, it jumps into this method, and it executes the statement. So there's one of these keywords here, public static void. We can now explain. The void means that this method isn't going to return anything to the column code. If we were to return something, we'd have to state the type of the variable that we're returning. So I could type in here public static int. We're going to return an int. Return age. Again, open and closing curly brackets and our curly braces. And in this method, I'm going to write return 100. I'm going to save, and in the main, I'm going to do system.out.println, and inside this print line method, I'm going to call my return age. Return age, open and closing braces, and the semicolon goes at the end of the statement. So if I save and run this, I'm working printed to the console, followed by 100, and that's because the main method starts up, it calls do something, it prints this, and then it calls system.out.println, and within the print line, it's calling return age, and this is being executed and returning 100, which is then used by println to print 100 to the console. So in this lesson, we basically unraveled one of these keywords here, void, which basically means that our method isn't going to return anything. We've looked at creating another method, return age, which returns an int. And we've looked at the keyword return, which lets you return the variable for a particular method. One thing to note here is that in the method definition, because we're stating we're going to be returning an int, if I change this to return a string using quotes, IntelliJ is going to warn me and say that the required type is an int, you provided a string. So if I try and execute this code, it's gonna fail. Yep. So it fails to compile and says that java.line.string cannot be converted to an int. Okay, thanks very much. In the next lesson, we're going to dive into methods a little bit further, and we're going to be looking at passing parameters. Thanks.